Welcome. Today I wanted to share with you my experience of upgrading components in my studio and how I went from this to what you're seeing now. In order to show you why I made these decisions and the processes I went through along the way, first of all, I need to give you the reasons behind why I decided to do these upgrades. So the first part is that my studio, or what I call my studio, is actually my dining room, my home office, where I do my daily work, and where I record my YouTube videos. So this space, obviously, I can't change, but it does mean that anything that I use in my studio, I have to easily be able to move around, and it has to be quick to set up and get everything running. Because if it's not, and there's a load of palaver around it, then it's going to put me off creating videos. So that is the first consideration, is the size of the area that I had available to me. Also, I need to take into account that, this is my own money. So I don't have any sponsors, I don't have affiliate links, and my YouTube channel is not monetized. I have a few followers. So all of this has to be taken into account. And also, I do this really as a hobby. I enjoy producing these videos, editing the videos, and sharing the content and information with people. So all of this taken into account, so I have to do it within a budget. So that was the first issue, was the size of the area in which I work. The second issue was the quality of the images I was getting. I originally started off with my Panasonic GX8. It was okay when I originally purchased it, but it was mainly purchased for photos when I was traveling, because it was a lightweight, easy to take around camera. But when I came to start using it to do video, I discovered it probably wasn't so capable. Because it was a 4/3 camera, and the cropping when you use the video was quite a lot, it meant that I had to have the camera quite far away from me in order to record any videos at all. So with limited space, this started to cause an issue. Added to the fact that the GX8, when you're recording in 4K, won't output to a monitor at the same time. So being a solo creator, it was very difficult to record and see what I was actually recording. And then that was my original issue. I then moved to trying my iPhone, and I found that the iPhone was good. The quality was okay, not a problem at all. But when I used high quality video, I needed to add in additional storage. This then meant I couldn't output to HDMI at the same time, because through the USB hub, it just wasn't capable of coping with the performance of the storage and outputting HDMI to a monitor. So then I had to go to the palaver of using my Apple TV and mirroring my iPhone to my Apple TV so that I could see what I was recording in the studio. So it all became very cumbersome to get it all set up. And then also the fact of using the iPhone caused me issues, because obviously my phone's now no longer available while I'm recording. And then if I forget to turn off alerts and messages, I then have an issue that things are popping up on the screen, noises are going off while I'm recording, and it's not a great experience. So the first thing I decided I really needed to upgrade was to a new camera. So I looked at multiple cameras and decided, first of all, that I was going to go with the Sony ecosystem because of the choice of cameras, the image quality, focusing system. I decided that is where I was going to start. So the range of cameras that I decided I was going to look at would be starting with the ZV-E1, the FX30, the A6700, and the ZV-E10 Mark II. So if we start with the ZV-E1, Now this camera is full frame, so it's a brilliant camera, but the pricing on this camera meant that the outlay I would have to put out for the camera body and then the lenses would probably be beyond the budget that I wanted to spend at this time. So then I decided I would go down to the FX30 and have a look at that. Now the FX30 would be brilliant for video, but it's not the size that I would use if I wanted to take it out and capture a few photos. So I then ruled out the FX30. I then looked at the A6700. Now this is a great camera. It is mainly aimed at taking photos, but also has good video capabilities. Has the same sensor as the FX30, so the video quality would be good. But the price again was slightly more expensive than the ZV-E10 Mark II. And taking that I wasn't going to be taking a great amount of photos, I probably didn't need to go to that extra cost. So then I looked at the ZV-E10 Mark II. Now this camera is geared more towards video creators, but can be used for photos. So it turned out that this camera was probably the best fit for what I wanted to do. It had nice features like the product showcase, the ability to instantly switch on the aperture control, which blurs out the background for you and makes things a lot easier. Coupled with the fact that I already had cameras if I was walking around for shooting, so I had things like this, my GR3, and also obviously I carry around with me my iPhone. I didn't need to worry too much. This camera didn't have a mechanical shutter. I have heard there can be issues with banding, but I've also seen a load of people in videos showing that, you know, this camera is quite capable of taking high speed moving objects without any banding issues, but I'm sure it does exist and can be seen in some images. But I decided that this camera would be the one that I would go for because it comes in under £1,000. That would then give me the option to buy more accessories for the studio, including a cage setup so that I could get everything onto my tripod without having to have loads of equipment to move around, and all the other accessories I might need like memory cards, additional batteries, and so on. And also lighting. So then I decided it was time to box up my Panasonic GX8 and send it for a trade-in. I traded it in at Clifton Cameras, got a good trading price on my old camera, which had served me well for many years, and purchased the ZV-E10 Mark II. So I then decided the lighting in my studio wasn't great, so I upgraded to the Zhune Molus G60, and I got the combo kit. So I got the diffuser and the other items that I would need in with the kit. And this has improved my video quality enormously. If you want to see the cage build that I used on my camera, I do have another video that I'll link at the end of this one that will show you that cage build. And I hope this information has been useful in the decisions I made, the reasons I made them, will allow others to look at the information and make choices of their own when upgrading their studios. Thank you for your time. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon in another video.